Connected.
So, guys, good morning. I am Phyllis Nash. I'm your Chief Sales Officer. I probably am on cloud nine, walking on water after this phenomenal weekend. I have to tell you what I feel about it. It was the best event Wakanda/Akana has ever seen. Why? Because so many of you showed up, so many of you taught us so much, and I'm just so very proud of each and every one of you. But I'm going to get out of the way, bring our CEO up. Got to give her all her accolades because, girl, you laid it out. You were in the war room. You give us all a lot of credit, but Melissa, you took this thing and made it phenomenal. You instilled so much power into our distributors, and I just give you all the kudos because I know how hard you work and your work pays off. We see it in everything that we do. And this weekend was just absolutely phenomenal. But again, you impressed upon me when I first met you almost 18 years ago, how exceptional you were when the day before you had fired your boss. Why? Not because you weren't making six figures, not because you didn't have that company car, not because you didn't have that corner office, but because it was not serving the people that you cared about most. And we're talking about Tariq this morning. You went so that you could have time freedom, but in doing having time freedom, you were able to build in teams in over 46 countries, become MVP of three different companies, and have a team of over $33,000, all while homeschooling and traveling and getting to know and rekindle that relationship with your son. That's what this industry can do, you all. And then back in 2017 was pivoted and turned around to come back into corporate America because someone asked her to be the CEO of their cannabis business and did that company well, took it from 8,000, I'm going to say 8 million, but I know you can do it, 8,000 a month to $225,000 a month. And then said, hey, let's do our own thing. Forming Wakana in 2019. Guys, we're on our way. Became Akana in April of this month on our fourth anniversary. Now, guys, can you imagine we're 4.5 years old, getting ready to kick it off to $1 billion big. Melissa Boston, are you out there, girl?
Phyllis, I am out here. You would never believe where I'm at. I am at the EE Center in Indianapolis. So this is super exciting because we are doing our call this morning, not just with me, but I have Gigi here, Frida, even Doris Mosley from California is here with us. So we had just an amazing time last night. We were going to drive back to Chicago, but talked to Deanna and she extended the invite. So we said, hey, let's get Doris over there. We know what Doris has been through with her accident. Yeah, so we wanted to cover her in this awesome energy. So she's had some awesome treatments last night, Phyllis. And like you said, I hear it in your voice. So we're just on cloud nine. I mean, it's been such an amazing weekend. You're going to hear from some of the people that were there. In fact, the folks here, they're going to jump on and share. But I want to just say good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm going to be a little bit quieter than I am normally. I'm shouting at the top of my voice, but we actually have a lot going on all over the center this morning. And I just want to thank Deanna and Jay, for this fabulous opportunity. And Jay. Okay. Great. David. Okay, wonderful. Yes, I'm here in front of Jay right now. Jay's been taking great care of us. He's put us on the beamers. We've had some biomat therapy, some crystal work, Phyllis. I'm telling you, girl, I wish you were here with us as well because it's just been such an experience. But again, good morning, good morning, good morning. It was so exciting hearing everybody dial in from all across the country. Okay, and yes, Phyllis, we are absolutely on our way to $1 billion big. It was the most exciting, productive boot camp. Just super excited. We're going to share some recaps from it for those who might be joining us this morning. Maybe you're brand new, you just started. The meaning of Akana is in the hands of God. Our mission, we believe health, wealth, freedom, and legacy are our birthright. By offering the most life-changing products and an innovative business, we empower people to elevate to their full potential And our vision is to elevate the well-being of your body and soul. And so, yes, we know that everyone who was at our boot camp, they are on their diamond run. I want to give a special shout out, Phyllis, because I know a lot of times, like you said, we have these ideas, and a lot of times you really know that there's a vision there, but how it happens, the steps, we wait for our creator to order those steps, because a lot of times it's not always clear. But I want to give, a shout out to you as well for all that you do to support, to facilitate, to just always be there to make sure everything runs smooth. And we had some special folks that really just jumped in, really went above and beyond, to really set the stage. And I want to thank you, Dr. Roz. Dr. Rosalind Belt is always there to participate, to facilitate, to jump in, to do whatever needs to be done to get the job done. And I'm telling you what, really just through this whole weekend, we knew, Christian was going to be there, had an emergency with his family. So we're going to keep his father in our prayers. So Christian, we love you, but we had the opportunity to at least have Dr. Roz jump in and really facilitate a lot of that techie stuff. So the event went off without a hitch, but a lot of things happening behind the scenes to make it happen. Also to Adrian Bell, I got to give a shout out to you, because even with the Madam C.J. Walker facility, beautiful, breathtaking, but we know we had the challenges with the construction. Adrian jumped right in to really support and facilitate. Stephanie Lee, Kathy Weathersby, I'm telling you, Phyllis, it was such a great team. We call it boots on the ground. They were just making sure everything went well and nothing got left behind. And I just want to give them their proper kudos as well. And of course, our entire C-suite. And just let's start by setting the tone. Friday, the tone was set. Okay, it was truly set. This was really the time for you to hear from our CMO, Scott Reese, and he delivered a training on our app, our app that's currently in play that many people had not even been using at full capacity. In fact, most of the people in the room hadn't really added their contacts yet. So that just tells you, Phyllis, where this is about to go. He was explaining just simple concepts. Imagine if we just took the current distributors and we started adding so many people to that app. He gave us an assignment, what we could do on a daily basis and how very quickly that could lead to 160,000 exposures every single month with our distributors working just minimal hours. We're talking about 2 to 3 hours, 4 times a week, okay? Can you do that? We're talking about simple ways to duplicate our business, and that really laid the foundation, because he reminded us, this is a business. Treat it like a business. He reminded us of those 5 marbles, right? And it was so fun to watch Rochelle and her team, demonstrate what that looks like. But at the end of the day, if all we did is get up every day for 4 days a week, work 2 to 3 hours a day, adding people into that app, making those contacts collectively as a company, we would be exposing 160,000 people per month. And imagine what that's going to do for your business. And that's what I love the most. This wasn't just the time for you to set your seat and learn something. In fact, he walked around the room making sure everybody had that app downloaded. People were putting contacts in, and it was just awesome and amazing, because we know that these are the kind of tools that help companies 10x. And this is a tool that up until now it's been underutilized. We've been using it, but not really in a way that's going to build massive momentum and duplication. So I was super, proud of how everything started on Friday. But one of the things that was so fun, we actually broke out in teams. Many of you heard that we're going to do live prospecting. And I know some of you got freaked out by that. Like, what? We're going to go talk to strangers. We're going to be hitting stores. What is this? But here's what we know. I know for me, the success in business was never about me. It was always about the team. It was always about finding people who I could actually relate to, who might have opposite skills. Because if you're shy, don't feel bad about that, okay? Because I was very shy, such an introvert. But here's what I learned. I learned that a closed mouth won't get fed. So I had to jump out of my comfort zone. I read books like Susan Ellers, Feel the Fear, or Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I remember walking around with my rubber band on my wrist, and every time I would be fearful of talking to someone, I would snap that rubber band. In fact, in college, I did a speech on that in my public speaking class. And I'm telling you, there's just techniques that you'll learn, But one of the best techniques is being with the tribe. And that's why we put our lieutenants in play. And our lieutenants were able to go work with each and every one of you. And we broke out into teams. So we had teams totaling usually somewhere between 6 and 7 people. So you weren't in this alone. You were able to go out and meet people collectively. And it made it so much more empowering. In fact, I'm going to talk about what happened as a result of that, because we have some team names I'm going to name this morning that, you know, you're not on the same team, but guess what? You are on the same team, because we're all in this together. And so that evening on Friday, Phyllis, just the breakthroughs that we saw, just that when they came back from the mall, they came back from Walmart and all the different restaurants that they went to, just to hear their updates, to hear their fears, to hear their breakthroughs, to hear how some people who had been in our business for 4 years, finally a light bulb switched on, because they realized how simple this was. Oh my gosh, I can get together with people on my team in Virginia, in Maryland, in Chicago. We can do this for the Wednesday BioScan. If we were doing this all the time, can you imagine the massive momentum? Because we had more guests on Saturday than I believe we've had probably since, I don't know, Phyllis, I mean, years, right? And we're talking about dozens and dozens of guests that came out on Saturday, got their scan, got their blood types. Can you imagine duplicating that in cities all across the country, guys? And so on Saturday, you know, for those of you who are part of the BioScan group, and not the BioScan, but the scope, the hair, our trichologists flew from California. Many of you, in fact, I think all of her students were here. So she had a chance to work with them, watch them scope scalps. And that was exciting. That happened on Saturday. Then Saturday also, too, many of you had a chance to work directly with Dr. Prince. We had a private session for all of our coaches, and that was amazing. And then, of course, it led into our wellness event where we had those dozens and dozens of guests, which was awesome. New business partners, new customers, okay? And that day started with Scott sharing such an inspiring story. I mean, oh my goodness, it was riveting. He talked not just about the health side, but why also we need the wealth side and how that can help our health. They go hand in hand. And then, of course, Dr. Roz just lit the stage on fire. I mean, she has one of the best, I call it, you know, when you're in the front of a room and you're doing a workshop on health, you want to be very engaging. And her workshop that she does, when she talks about, you know, the food and the digestive system and the body temperature of animals, I mean, it's a reality check. I mean, I was watching the guests in the room, and they were just so connected, dialed in, taking screenshots. She just knocked it out the park. And then, of course, you know, our other awesome speakers, you know, whether it was Dr. Prince, Dr. Betty, Sharon Doris, our medical advisory team crushed it, knocked it out the park. Our MC, Phyllis, you, okay, knocked it out the park, really just helping to keep and sustain, you know, the energy all day long. I mean, in fact, the crowd didn't want to leave, but we had to shut it down because guess what? We had to go to Madam C.J. Walker. I know, you know, many times when we do things, it's never always easy. It's always a challenge sometimes. And the reason why there's a challenge, because that represents the test. If everything was easy, guess what? Everyone would be wealthy. Everyone would have best health. But we know that in life, there's always a challenge. And so when I first went to the Madam C.J. Walker facility, they had a minor amount of construction. So, you know, it was a little bit of an inconvenience, but it wasn't that bad. Well, let me just multiply that times 100, okay? Massive construction, right? Very hard to get to the building. And what I could appreciate about that is the fact that, you know, we're talking about millionaires being made in a recession. And when you really separate people who do become multi-millionaires and people that tend to struggle, you have to realize that you've got to be willing to go through a challenge. And if that challenge of just getting through that construction takes you out where you can't overcome that, it just tells you that you got to work on that mindset, right? Mindset is everything. But what I love is most of the folks there were excited. They were happy they got through. It was victorious, and they came in so energized. And the reason why that facility was so powerful, you walked in, and it's like you felt the presence of our ancestors. You felt the presence of greatness. We had goosebumps, and I knew that that was an experience that people needed to experience, no matter what the challenge or obstacles, because just that alone set the tone for the weekend. Because when we're talking about the first female self-made millionaire, in this country. The first, not the first African American, the first period. We're talking about before Mary Kay Ash. There was a woman with a vision, and that vision was to empower other women to get into the hair industry, to be financially free. And we're talking about back in the early 1900s. I mean, we're talking about in a time period where there was so much racism and discrimination. For her to break through all those barriers, become a multi-millionaire, and to empower so many women to become free, and to have a legacy that here we are over 100 years later, and we're all so inspired by her story. And so that night was really one of the highlights. It actually was so magical. You had to be there to experience it. But the awards that were given, the Strength of a Woman Awards, the Power of a Man Awards, our 3 highlight awards for our rose gold boxes to our 3 brand new diamonds, which is Gigi Harris, Bernadine Kirkland, and Terry Anderson. So they got their special plaques, but we had so many people that got awards, and we're going to be putting that recognition on social media. So make sure you join our page, give everybody love, really show them your support. But it was just awesome. And, and it's kind of like one of those things when you just think it can't get any better than this, right? You're like, every day it was building off the next day. But then on Sunday, when our teams had the tribes, the lieutenants who were working with their teams, on Friday, prospecting, when they had a chance to come out on Sunday and do a skit, and the skit was designed for them to really showcase what they learned, showcase what they were inspired by, or entertain us, do something to just really do something to showcase and to really bring something to the audience. So 6 teams, let's go through those teams. We had Diamonds Made, that was led by Dr. Rod. And I was so proud of this group. They set the tone. They were the first to get done with their skit, first to get up. They were ready. And their skit really captured the essence of the boot camp, the essence of leadership, accountability. They had a twist, including the EE system and self-care. Loved it. I mean, they were just phenomenal. We had Team Big Diamonds, and that was just a lot of fun because they had a very kind of casual sitting around, drinking champagne, toasting to success, asking everybody on the team, how did your prospecting go? And what was powerful about it is when people shared their experience prospecting, everybody in the audience learned. It was education, but it was also entertaining. And that was Ernestine Davis and Terry Anderson. Team Akana Legacy, the vending showcase led by Kathy Weathersby. I mean, that was amazing because they got a chance to show what they're doing on the vending side. And it was comical because there were so many things that we actually have seen happen, from people running up, taking down their pants slightly, saying, "Put that pain cream on me." Okay. It was really fun. Team Diamonds in the Rough, really inspired the art of recruiting, inspiring through personal success stories and motivation. It was exciting because there were people there that were kind of like in a skit environment that they were skeptical. Well, does this business work? And just to hear from Bernadine, to hear from Tracy, to hear them pouring into people with personal experiences just kind of shows you this is how they recruit. This is why they're such a success. So thank you, Tracy Bolton and Bernadine Kirkland, for really leading the charge with Team Diamonds in the Rough. And then we had Team Double Diamonds on top, Gigi Harris. And what I loved about this, guys, even though the topic was really handling negative team members, the heart of what Gigi's leadership style came through. It was about putting your people first. If you're doing events, you're prospecting and you're networking, if everybody there is on your team, take care of them first. Make sure they get their leads and understand, how do you handle people with bad attitudes? How do you love up on your team? Then it was Team Tenacity, Rochelle Marcel. And this was funny. This was classic. Oh, I love this. In fact, I loved it so much I fell on the floor laughing, because it was one of those things where Rochelle was like, push, push, push. And it was like, I saw Phyllis in her. I saw so much tenacity in her. And she was really working to help fire up her base, her team, because a lot of them, were trying to network. They were trying to recruit. But what happened is some of them just didn't finish the assignment. She gave them 5 marbles. She said, you go out and you prospect, you get some contacts. And they came back with 3 marbles or 4 marbles. And guess what? She got him back out there. And what that shows us is accountability, right? When your team doesn't reach their goals, and if they've asked you to hold them accountable, you as a leader have to do that. And if you're not right now working with your team and helping hold them accountable, that's probably why your business hasn't yet taken off. And so each skit really just complemented the next one. And what was exciting, we didn't tell them how to do the skit. We didn't tell them what to talk about, but every team had something totally different to bring. And I believe that was probably one of the best moments of the whole conference, because of the whole boot camp, because it really allowed us to see the different personalities and to learn the leadership styles. And we just were so entertained by each and every one of you. Now, we did a drawing for the winner next boot camp. It will be a point system. We're going to tell you up front the categories so you'll have more time to think through all that. Because we didn't really give you a night to plan, we said we're not going to pick, an official winner. We're going to do a drawing. And so we're going to congratulate Team Diamonds in the Rough because they won by draw. But that was Bernadine Kirkland and our phenomenal Tracy Bolton. And then, of course, we want to now get into some testimonials. And so what I want to do is, I know Gigi Harris is here. We have Frida McDuffie who are here, and they are in the other room inside the Energy Center. Frida, Gigi, where you guys at? Oh, here they are. Frida McDuffie. Oh, my goodness. Girl, you came in from New York, and you are here with us now at the EE Center. This is your second experience. We sent you guys a message last night, said, hey, we're here. You want to join us? Frida came out. She took the invitation. And so Frida, just explain a little bit of your experience this weekend, okay?
Good morning, good morning. So I just wanted to say, wow, my mind, body, and soul is so grateful for this. It's just fulfilling experience. This weekend, there were activities, awards, and more. I even received an award, and I was shocked. And you love to be accepted and acknowledged. That's the word I wanted. I participated in everything because I knew that I would benefit from everything Akana always offers us. I really love the gentle push. For me, I look at it as a gentle push. We get to step out of our comfort zone, and that's what I did. I learned, I laughed, I cried tears of joy with my Akana family. I believe in $1 billion big, so let's go Akana family. Thank you, thank you, thank you all for this weekend. Just really exceptional. Love you guys.
Wow, that was awesome, Frida. And it was great too to see your breakthrough, because I know, just your comment you made after prospecting, and you talked about you looked at someone in the eyes, and because of how they looked at you, you would have probably never prospected them, right? You read their energy. And what did Bernadine say? Don't be the thermostat, right? You can change that temperature. You can change that temperature. So that even taught me something. A lot of times when people are angry, maybe you can be the friendly person to say hi, diffuse them. So we are just growing together. We are learning together. And here's a mama hen of us all, keeping us all in check, right? Loving up on everybody. Her heart just came through. Oh my goodness, Gigi, you did that inspiring speech. And I know Madam CJ Walker was flowing through you, because the tears were coming. You had the audience just, oh my goodness. I told you, I said, you know what, if I can go back to the classic Amway days and see those $1 million earners, that's what I saw in you. $1 million earner, $1 billion big. So here you go, Gigi Harris.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Melissa, for inviting me to the call. Wow. Yeah, my heart is full. This weekend was amazing. And, weekends like this are so important for us to get together, because we get a chance to connect to each other and get a better understanding who we are and who they are. And, just grow together and create like-minded individuals. And, like they always say, it's about the people. It's not about ourselves, personally. Because I believe, and I've been raised to believe in this industry, if you help enough people to get what they want, then God is going to bless you to get what you want. But the thing is, we have to have an open heart. Our heart has to be open, because we all deserve success. But how we get there is by raising each other up, pushing each other up and reaching back and pulling one another and say, hey, you can do this. I have no special skills other than my heart. And what I don't have, other team members have. But I do have a dream and a focus, for not only for myself, but for my family, my community, and for humanity. So guess what, guys? We have something special here with Akana, and we should take advantage of it at every moment. And we should always, always be looking for the next friend to share the business with. See, anytime we meet someone on the street, we always have to look and say, hey, my name is Gigi Harris, and I'm your friend. I have something I want to share with you. Whether you want it, what I have to share or not, you just have to keep on, keep it moving, because there are people out there that really, really want you and need you. Guess what? You are their savior outside of our spiritual, your father. Okay, so we have dreams. Akana has a mission, so let's get on board and let's make it happen. All right, we going $1 billion big. We're gonna get there. Okay, let's go together.
And it's exciting, Gigi, because, and I want to brag on Gigi for a second, because everybody has a recruiting style. Some people go at it. Some people are more conversational. And Gigi, you have a masterful way of recruiting. She's really a classic Danny Johnson form: family, occupation, recreation, find the message. But watching you in action is pretty special. I know we hear countless stories of Gigi meeting somebody at the mechanic shop, at the grocery store. I mean, I've been on the phone with her. She's people following around the grocery store. How can I get healthy? Tell me. And she just attracts people like that. But the valet guy, I was amazed how nobody got the valet guy. So there's this young valet guy. And I'm like, I know we had all the distributors going back and forth that whole day. Nobody got him. And Gigi just started, a young guy, 20-something years old. He had just bought Think and Grow Rich. He was so excited about energy frequency. His mindset was the eye of the tiger. He didn't even want us to leave. He just wanted to talk to us. He said, I felt like I'm meeting Napoleon Hill in the book right here. He said, you guys are pouring something into me. We had a great conversation. In fact, I left, came back, and he said, can we talk still? I was like, me and Gigi got to go. We'll be back. I said, but she's going to call you. But Gigi connected with him, got his information, just and his family's in Dallas. I'm just saying, guys, you never know what stone that you unturn that's going to lead you to that next big, huge opportunity to bless somebody. Not just about the opportunity for you, but there's families who are blessed. And there's a gentleman Gigi prospected, and this gentleman just listened to Gigi, and then Gigi asked him tons of questions. She listened to him. He said, my brother needs you. And he said, I want to put my brother in contact with you. They gave his brother 5 years to live. 42 years old, 5 years to live because of his kidneys. And it's just amazing that if you didn't open your mouth, that guy would not have had an opportunity to at least try something different. Guess what he did? He bought the 21-day cleanse. He would have never known about this in his lifetime had she not been courageous enough to open her mouth. And that's what it's about. It's about caring enough to break through the barrier, bust through our fear, and just do it anyway. We're fearful sometimes, but don't let that spirit of fear, right, keep you from giving a blessing to somebody that might be hurting on the inside and that you can empower. And speaking of super, super awesome women, I have another powerhouse here. I'm going to let you turn off your phone real quick, Doris. I'm going to bring you my phone. She's listening in another room, drinking her awesome alkaline hydrogen infused water. But this is the living legacy and the Madam C.J. Walker of our times. She is a trichologist by profession. But for those of you who've heard us, she's been featured everywhere for her genius in hair. We're talking about the Bronner brothers, and we're talking about an icon. When you think about major celebrities all across the world, she's done many of their hair, okay? I can know some of my favorites that I've watched on TV sitcoms. To see them sometimes buying our products, it's because of her. And I am just so proud of her. For those of you here, she had been through just a major, major accident. And just to see her here today so strong, and to hear your story last night, Doris. I mean, I didn't know all of the story. I knew most of it, but that was riveting. I mean, this is a woman who the doctors still can't understand how she's here. They said that accident, you should have bled out, let alone still have her hand, have use of her hand. You're talking about 80% of her hand was literally almost ripped off her body. She had to just embody what it means to be a strength of a woman and just do her own self-care, wrapped her own hand up, saved her own hand, and got in her car and drove so somebody can call 911 for her. And look at God. You are here because you have a purpose, girl. You have a calling, because we need to help these women. We need to help these men around the world to heal their hair. And the Healing Hair Days is here because of this woman, Doris Mosley, our trichologist, VP of our hair division. Go ahead and just share what this weekend means to you.
Oh my God. First of all, thank you, Melissa, for allowing not just me, but everybody who wanted to be here, the opportunity to be here. It was just amazing. I am speechless, but I'm going to try to get a word out to you guys this morning. And I mean, it was amazing. And if you missed the next one, it's just too bad. I just want everybody to have and to experience what I experienced this weekend and to be at Madam C.J. Walker Building. I came out saying, I'm so excited, because I was excited. And we want to heal, have the Healing Hair Days. I met the consultants that are on board. We just had an awesome time, you guys. Like Phyllis always say, you meet strangers, you become friends, become family. And this is what this environment has done. And I'm going back, I'm hitting the ground running with the cane and all. And the next time you see me, thanks to Dr. Prince, I won't have the cane. I will be without. And this experience last night at this EE System Center, oh my God, you guys, don't miss out. Don't rob yourself of an opportunity to be great. And Melissa, again, thank you so much. And Kathy, oh my God, that's my coach. Thank you, Kathy, and just everybody. I mean, it's amazing. Don't miss the next one, you guys.
Wow, Doris, thank you so much. We so appreciate you. That was a powerful message. And what I want to do real quick, we want to speak about the specials for today, but there are 5 more people I need to recognize. Also, too, I want to give a shout out to Kathy Thomas, Stephanie Taylor, Paula G., Abena Sharon Dale, and then also Michael Newsom. I know at the end, they were helping us to pack up everything. Again, Dr. Roz and Adrian. I mean, just everybody. You guys are awesome, but just appreciate the extra support, the call that you guys go above and beyond the call of duty. There's a special that's happening today. We do start our 12 days of Black Friday. And this is awesome, guys. This will be there for today only. So if you love what you hear, you better go get it, because this is while supplies last. We're going to put 100 of them out. So we have 100 cases of our Aronia berry juice, and that means 12 of them. So you're getting 12 Aronia berry juices, okay? Normally, if you buy them individually, if you look at the top retail price, the retail value is over $419. But guess what? You get those today only. It's going to actually be $199, because we also started our 20% discount today on any order that's under $400. That's not a distributor pack. You're going to get $400. You're going to get 20% off all of your retail orders under $400 that are not distributor packs. Okay. But with our Aronia berry juice, you're going to see it on the site for $219. But with the 20% discount, it's $199 for a case of Aronia berry juice, available today only. And that also includes the shipping. Or if you're local, you can come by and pick yours up. So super excited about that. Get those while supplies last. We're only going to offer 100 of them. So the first 100, first come, first serve. You got customers that love it. Tell them to go get their Aronia case today. And so with that being said, right now it's time to rebound with Dr. Roz, rebound with Thekana.com. Save Our Strands at 2:30. I think that might be canceled. I'm not sure. I know Doris is going to be on a flight, so Kathy and Doris will keep you guys updated. Of course, tomorrow, join Phyllis Nash at the Diamond Factory. That happens every single day. You can join us live. We're going to also have a live Akana Lifer call. We did one last night, but we know most of you were on a plane, and most of you didn't even know we were doing it. But it was 27 people on. I was impressed by that, knowing most people had no clue. So we're going to do it again, because we know we're going to get 150 people on that line. So stay tuned. Dr. Roz is going to get those details out, because we want you to have an Akana day, and we're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top. Thank you, everyone, for dialing in.